I'd like a young lady to come and share with you how God has used this and worked out this kind of thing in her own life, this step of faith and mission. So will you welcome Louise Lozano.
Have you ever wondered what God's mission is for your life? I have. A blessed good afternoon to all. My name is Louise Lozano, and I would like to share with you how God can use an ordinary life and make it part of His Great Commission. At the young age of 6, I instantly knew what I wanted to be the very first time my father handed me a real doctor's stethoscope, BP apparatus, thermometer, and a glass syringe. I held on tight to that desire of being a doctor throughout my formative years and until such a time I was about to enter college. For me, it was med school or nothing. But God, in His wisdom, had other plans. He allowed me the privilege of entering UP, but not in the course I envisioned myself to be in. I was bullheaded at first, not to be dissuaded by my original plans. I did everything in my power to shift to medical school. But who am I to fight with God? It was a painful experience to see my dreams fade into oblivion, realizing that God didn't want me to go to med school. By God's grace, I survived college and graduated with a degree in filmmaking. From a doctor to a filmmaker, now that's far out. God always has this sweet sense of humor when dealing with all of us, His children. Little did I know that this burning desire to be a doctor and my knowledge in filmmaking would be both put to use in His service. It was the year 2001 when we, my mom, Ethel, and sister, Sarah, first joined our CCF Bronze Staff Medical Missions. Just like an addiction, we were all hooked ever since. Through the CCF Bronze Staff Medical Missions team, I have been to the plains of Mindoro, the mountains of Banaue, the gorgeous shores of Romblon, and the breathtaking Nueva Vizcaya. As God placed in me a heart that was willing to reach out, He also blessed me with memories far more precious than any material wealth. In Banaue, I remember being embraced and delighted upon by a very old native woman with a smile not even a millionaire can come close to. Her peaceful smile wasn't like anything I've ever seen. It's as if God was standing beside me. It was also in Banaue where we experienced crossing a landslide with only a foot-wide clearing on one side and 1,000 feet ravine on the other. Boy, imagine all of us there with medical boxes, medical kits, Bibles, whatever materials we had, and even our own, kikai kits and stuff, balancing for our lives just to avoid getting to heaven before our time. In Romblon, we rejoiced over 1,000 people coming to Christ after 3 days of island-to-island medical missions. I could not forget standing by the shore with only the waves and the wind in my ear, looking on as hundreds were listening to one of our brothers preach the gospel. None of them flinched. They were so intent in listening to the gospel, you could almost hear a pin drop. My brothers and sisters, that is how hungry they are for the love of God and for the gospel to be shared to them. I could go on and on with all my stories, but most importantly, know and believe that God can use whatever circumstance in life you're in, whatever your course, whatever your background, even if you're in pain, even if you don't have enough. All God needs is an ordinary person willing to do whatever He wants us to do. I would like to take this opportunity to invite you and challenge you, both young and old, single or married, to be part of the Great Commission to which God has called us. It may be the many kilometers we travel on our short-term missions trip with Bronze Staff, or all it may take is just those few steps to your neighbor's house. Wherever it is God is calling you, when you hear God's call, heed it. It is He who will reward you and open up heaven's door to flood you with blessings far greater than what you have imagined. I never thought I could serve Him without a medical degree, but when God sends, He equips us. We should never wait until we are perfect to join God's army. I stand here before you, flawed as any sinner can be. I am not perfect. In fact, I'm still a work in progress in God's workshop. I'm still earning my degree in the school of hard knocks. Pain and trials are my teacher. But I know and I believe that God redeemed me for a mission. I end with a verse in Acts 20, verse 24. It says, "But my life is worth nothing unless I use it for doing the work assigned to me by the Lord Jesus, the work of telling others about the good news, about God's wonderful kindness and love. To the ends of the earth, may God's name be praised all throughout eternity." Thank you, and God bless.
Isn't that great? That's what it's all about.